believe you can have too many of them either. Amen. They may not be big, but as long as they can have the finances to get by. Now that's the hard part of a smaller church, is keeping the finances to keep going. And it's not God's fault. It's these thieves. I'm calling religious thieves that's taken away from the communities and use it for their own good instead of using it for the good of the community. I believe a church is planted in a community, and not to just teach the Word and preach the Word, but also to reach out and help people and give and what. That's what I believe the church is. It was in the early church. I still believe it is. But the mega churches that come in here and they're for that almighty dollar. And I'm just, I'm fair about this. I just tell you that's what it's all about. And they want airplanes, they want airstrips, they want mansions, they don't. People don't want a wall, but they build individual walls to come around it. Don't they? They do all of this. Now, you may think I'm jealous. I'm not jealous of what they got. I'm just jealous of them taking the money from the people in the communities and using it somewhere else. That's not the way God planned it.
And the false preachers too.
Well, that goes along with it, but they got to do that till we get their money.
Right, but they turned it into a place of entertainment instead of worshiping the Lord.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the local church is very, very important. Very important. Now, again, I know that I came from an area where, St. Louis was the big city, and I was south of there. We had some of them, another town not about 25 miles from us there, and it was 50,000 people in the latter years there. Maybe probably more than that now. But and then I was actually born to a town probably had, at the most they ever had probably was 20,000, and they're less than that now. But and I know that, but the thing about it is neighbors help neighbors. The church, they would actually go out, this I know for a fact now, in the farming land, and they would be someone get down, sick, they get maybe sometimes get even crippled up or whatever, and they couldn't take, that's with mules now. I'm talking about plowing with horse power, and I'm also talking about tractors later. But they pull them in. The other farmers, they come in with their tractors and they plow their cotton and soybeans. They plow for them. And then that ain't all. If they had cotton that needed chalk, they'd jump in there and get some people together and they go in and clean it out for them, chop it. If you know what it is, talk about chopping cotton. But anyhow, you've seen people helping people. And besides that, then, they would have gardens and stuff like that, and they were sharing with one another. They were sharing with one another. But you cannot find that going on today, only a very few places. And it's been because, and I'm talking about not even in the local communities, it's not so much, but the churches today, I think. I know God put us, He talked about giving and giving to the poor and helping those out in needs and so on. But it's been hard to do, and I pastored churches, but every church I've ever pastored, man, we tried to get, they might have not when I went there, but they did before I left there. We was trying to find out the needs of the people and help them all we could. But then to think about, here sits this church out there and got these millions coming in. Millions. Every little church, there's little churches didn't have $10,000 in a year coming into the church. But they would take half of that sometimes and try to help the neighbors and the friends. Whether they was Christian or not, they'd try to help them. And okay. Okay. Better the neighbor that's near than the brother that's far off. Oh my goodness, yes. Yes. Thank you, Brother Dion. Thank you. That's really true. And another good lesson along that line is we're talking about the religious people, and you remember the Good Samaritan? Okay. okay? And what was it? Here come the Levite along. Now Levites was over the singing in the Old Testament, right? Which is good. Nothing wrong with that. And then the priest was over the sacrifices and various other things in the house of God. And but they both come up on a man that was in need. A man that was in need. He'd been stripped, beaten, left on the side of the road. And what did they do? They walked on the other side and went on by. I told them that there goes the song leader. He didn't stop. That's what I said. There goes the song leader. That they was over the singing. And there goes the pastor, the preacher, and he didn't stop. And then there was just no ordinary Samaritan. And he come along, he stopped his little donkey there, and he went over there and put a little wine on his scratches and hairs and whatever. They beat him up, they robbed him, I guess, or anyhow. And he takes and puts him up on his donkey, and he takes him down to the inn. And then he told them, you know, he said he'd be back, and he said whatever else he might owe, I'll take care of it. Now he wasn't a rich man, when he knew the need was there, and he was willing to meet that need as best he could. He wasn't able to even pay for it all again, because he said, I'll pay it. Remember, he said whatever you owe. So when you think on those terms, it really puts it in perspective. I think it does. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, when I come again, I will repay thee. So and on the morrow when he departed, he got 2 days. He gave it to the host, said unto them, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I'll repay thee. Because he knew the man had a need, and if he was able to do it, he was going to do it, even if he had to do it at a later time. So you got if you think about it, you got the locals there. One of them was the inn, and he was willing to take care of him until the man come back and he would pay him. And you had the man that had to come back later and pay it. But anyhow, they got the job done, and that's what counts. Okay? Okay, so back to our sixth statement. Can we get that on there again?
Yes, sir.
We believe that Christians should live faithfully now, by serving in and through the local church. Serving? The Bible says, you know, you'll love thy God with all heart, mind, soul, and strength, and thy neighbor as yourself. There has to be, you know, I thank God for the service. We all need a good worship service. But serving goes further than that. Serving goes lending a hand to your brother. It goes reaching out. And not only just your brother, but even those that are maybe, you know, the unsaved. It's kind of like a drowning man. They're going down. And we need to give them a hand and try to lift them up. So service is one of the things that we surely like. And then praying diligently. We believe in praying diligently. I do.
Amen.
You know, we may not, have. I've seen people have a whole lot more times of prayer and service than we have. That's not when it's when we all learn to pray at home too. It's when we learn to pray everywhere we're at, right? Diligently means earnestly. Not just put like the Pharisees. Them people they prayed to be seen and for all the words they could say. That's what Jesus said. 6th chapter of the book of Matthew. And they made a lot of repetition of prayer. But that's not what gets the job done. It's praying diligently. It's caring for something. It's actually feeling the hurt. Do you ever pray and feel the hurt of someone? It's really on your heart. That's what we call praying diligently. Praying for people that somebody, you want to do all you can, but we know we need God's help, so we pray diligently. Anyone want to add anything to any of this? Feel free to jump right in. something like that. Mm-hmm.
It was before we moved into the house, and we lived in
So,
the house.
yeah, it was at least 10 years ago. So
Yeah, okay.
everybody stopped and prayed for it.
That's right. That's right. And then, they, what was they charged you for a lot of things over there you didn't even need to take it.
Yeah, they tried, yeah, but we got.
Yeah, they.
I say, yeah, I say you're.
The ambulance driver was.
We paid the ambulance.
Yeah.
That guy, he dodged all kinds of things, and he knew exactly what he was doing, and stand up when he needed to, slow down when he needed to. That was a really good driver. I was right up front with him, so.
Yeah, I think, we receive more with people praying.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding, because, you know, it seems in the days that it's a condition of our emotions and our spirit, and actually, you know, it's different for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And when Christians get around you and start praying, you feel the power of the Lord,
That's
not
right.
through the,
Yeah.
through life going through you.
Yeah.
And, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yep, you sure can, okay? And, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another, and you may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. And how true.
He's on a roll today.
If he is.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
thinks he knows scripture.
Yeah, I believe
I
you
know
the Bible. Okay. Okay. And so, praying diligently, witnessing earnestly. Witnessing earnestly. Okay? Tell me, what do you think about that? Witnessing earnestly.
The first one that comes to my mind is Patrick.
Yeah.
He is an earnest young man that witnessed earnestly.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, and I'm not against trying to help people learn and all of this, but, I remember all my early ministry, not in the church I pastored, but there's all the time wanting me to, different ones want me to go and learn how to witness. And, what words to say and what words not to say.
Right.
It kind of puts me in mind that when I was in sales, they told you they wanted to write you out a script, and they wanted you to learn the script before you can get that sale closed. Now, I'm serious about this. But I can tell you one thing, the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. That's what it says there. And the prayer of a righteous man, I believe, is one that's concerned about what they're praying for. If I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to depend upon the Holy Spirit. I was reading, it's called Haley's Bible Handbook. Haley's Bible Handbook. And it's got a lot of good stuff in it. But I just started it. I'm going to tell you why. Yeah, I'm pretty bad sometimes as I study. Now, I still go ahead and study all of it. I think if it's anything that I feel good about. But sometimes I'll get to the back and I'll keep it in there in the back because that's the way the end stuff. And I looked back over there and it said, the statements made in there, and it said, the prayer of a well-written prayer. That's what it said, a well-written prayer is much more than a prayer prayed stumble through, kind of just praying. The words ain't well spoken. That's what he was talking about. And I said, that's enough right there. And I don't care how many good things God says, when he says something like that, I'm not going to take his word for it. You see, I believe that we ought to pray from the heart. And the Bible says over in the 10th chapter of the book of Romans, it says that we know not how to pray unless the Spirit gives us utterance. Right? And when you're serious about what you're praying for,